when he's shooting threes like that, how much more difficult is it for you guys to guard him?
He was. It looked like he wasn't going to miss tonight. He was 5 for 5 from the three, and I think he only missed one from the floor at one point. But he was really good on both ends, and we know that he's one of the best players in the world. But I thought the group stayed together, even though with him being able to make every shot, I thought again in the second half the guys fought. A lot of big effort, a lot of big game for Max Christie and Naji and Cooper and Gaff. I thought Gaff was really good tonight.
Yeah, what adjustments did y'all make in the second half to hold him to 9 to Wimby?
He was a little human there. So understanding, you just got to try to keep, be physical. Understanding he might make some shots, but he also can miss some shots. So you can't give this group second opportunities. I thought in the first half we gave too many offensive rebounds to them to give them another chance at it. So I thought the group did a good job. They were fighting, played hard, and we were in the game. And we got it down to 4 with the ball, and we just couldn't convert.
Cooper and Naji combined for 64. What have you seen about their on-court chemistry and evolving and Cooper's ability to kind of microwave that relationship?
Yeah, I thought, again, Naji's been doing it for us, especially with the injuries we've had. He's stepped up. He's played point guard. He's run the offense. Tonight he was big. He was attacking, making the three, and then also being able to finish. And then he also got to the free throw line. But this is who he is. We've asked him to do a lot, and he's responded in a positive way. And then Coop has been doing this at a high level here for a while. So, again, to be able to put up 30 against a really good defensive team is very impressive for a rookie.
Jason, when you guys got Anthony Davis a year ago, I don't think anyone would have imagined he'd play 29 games. How do you just look at his tenure as a Maverick?
It was unfortunate, just health. We never got to see everyone together, so not just AD, but Kai and with Coop. So unfortunately, we didn't have that opportunity. But AD is an incredible basketball player and a great human being. So we wish him the best in DC.
So how would you describe the kind of opportunities franchise has over the long term with a player like Coop as a centerpiece?
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. The runway is long. He's 19 years old, and he's developing, understanding the NBA game, the schedule, the physicality, and so his game, is very impressive. And so now it's for us to find those pieces that fit, and we believe we have some of those pieces already.
Coach, one of Cooper's top plays tonight was that wraparound to Caleb Martin, and he made the three. What have you thought of Cooper's evolving playmaking, and how do you think he's handled kind of his role continued?
Yeah, his playmaking is, I thought, has picked up here. Unfortunately, there's been some misses. I thought he threw a great lob that just went in and out from Musa. But understanding that pass that you're talking about, his vision, being able to draw the defense and being able to make plays is something that we all believe he can do, and he's showing that on a daily. And so, again, he's going to have double teams. He's going to have a lot of traffic, and being 6'9" and his ability to find open guys is at a high.
We've heard a lot about just how he's kind of a sponge and able to retain it and then kind of implement it the next night. What part of his process do you think allows him to be able to do that? Is he just the most coachable guy? Does he ask all the right questions? Is he a film room junkie? Like, what have you seen that process be like?
Well, when you talk about all those things, he's into all of them. Film, he's coachable. You tell him one thing, and he can add it. And so, for a 19-year-old to be able to do those things is really special. And he's about, again, as we talked about before the game, he's only about winning, and that's what makes him special. And so, understanding he's all about helping his teammates and helping the team win. And again, he put us in a position to come back and find a way to win. Unfortunately, we came up short.
How big was that 3 by Fox with about 124?
It was big. He had some good looks, and he made the big ones going down the stretch.
I wondered if you'd had a chance to talk to Anthony after the decision was made, because as you said, you looked forward to coaching him and never really got much of an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I talked to him after it happened, and we just talked about understanding the business, and that, wish him and his family the best. It doesn't stop him from being one of the best players in the world, and wish him luck.
Earlier this season, you talked about just to talk about there being quote unquote two timelines. You said there was one timeline. How do you go from a team that was competing for championships in the finals and now you're going into somewhat of a rebuild?
Yeah, I think when you look at the reset, I think just being able to look at what we have, and we believe it's always been one timeline, and that's to find a way to win and develop, and that nothing changes. We're trying to find a way to win, and we're developing, and so and hopefully those two things match at the end of the day to win a championship.
Coach Kidd, Daniel Gafford has now had double-digit scoring in 4 of the last 5 games. What led to this recent resurgence for him?
Well, I think he's feeling better, but I think also just trying to find a way to get him more involved. He's setting some great screens, and he's been able to collect some of the offensive rebounds. And then also, again, I thought Ryan gave him a nice lob there, and understanding that that's something that we just haven't had with him. And when we've had others here, he was able to feed off of that. And so now with guys looking for him on the lob, it's been something that has helped him.
With him having multiple dunks tonight, what is when he's playing with that explosiveness and when he's playing with that energy, what does that do for you guys?
Yeah, I think, again, it's big. We need that energy, and he's been able to give it to us here of late, and we're going to need it until the break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Naji, we've seen your comments about wanting to be a part of what Cooper's doing in NBA history. Pledge allegiance to the flag. You guys combined for 64 tonight. How do you evaluate where your on-court chemistry is now, and how have you guys been able to kind of microwave that relationship?
I mean, we've been with each other day in, day out since training camp started, and just been blessed with the opportunity, to be available, be healthy for the team, and I think just reps helped us a lot. Coop obviously doing his thing, and just learning how to feed off him and be help for him. So I think it's going pretty good for us.
What do you think the biggest part of his game that's grown most recently?
I think he just gets it as like a total NBA player, especially being young. He understands the physicality. He understands the flow of the game, high IQ. So it's impressive that he continues to get better, and he really just understands it early.
What kind of adjustments have you made physically, mentally, in order to maintain the consistency you've been doing the past few games?
Nothing really. Just continue to work, continue to pray, and just trust God's plan, and like I said, be available for my team. Those guys are finding me. I'm able to hit shots and get going in transition early. So shout out to my team. Shout out to Coach Kidd. They put me in great positions, and it's working out for me.
Just going to contain Wemby if he's shooting threes the way he shot them tonight.
Yeah, he's always a tough cover. Unbelievable player. Shout out to Wemby. It's just, all effort, just locking in, hoping he missed. But, hopefully we can put a stop to the next game.
What was your reaction to the trade, and particularly Anthony? I'm guessing you enjoyed having as a teammate, or to playing with more.
It's always unfortunate. AD faced some injuries, so I wish I could have, played more games with him, shared the floor with him more. But that's my guy. Since he's been here, he's been a cool dude, amazing guy, amazing vet. Always showed love and, is an example. Put in work, wanted to win, played for the team. So shout out even Hardy, all those guys, Dante. So just shout out to them. D-Lo too, that was a guy, he's only been here 1 year for real, but hell of a guy, one of my favorite teammates, one of my closest friends off the court. So shout out to them. I wish them nothing but success in the future.
Essentially seeing 3 different versions of this team. The one that started from last season, and now you're entering into a new chapter. Just what is that kind of showing you about just how unpredictable this league can be?
I think you said it. The league's very unpredictable. But at the end of the day, you still got to show up and got a job to do. Like you said many times, unfortunate injuries, trades, stuff we all wish we can get back, but just got to keep pushing, keep fighting, and know there's beauty in the struggle, and it'll get greater later.
Naji, how free did you feel tonight, just with the trade talk and rumors and everything over, for the ability to just go focus on the game?
I'm always focused on the game. That stuff doesn't bother me. If I get traded, got a job to do elsewhere. If I don't, I still got a job to do here. So that's just my main focus, staying locked in and being available for my guys so we can try to get as many wins as possible.
So 32, where'd that come from?
Coop inspired me, bro. Coop been going crazy. He's on a rampage right now. He had 30 again tonight. So just trying to match his energy. He's 19, I'm 27, and he's getting way more buckets than me. So he's a little inspiration and motivation.
Well, you know, when Kyrie and Luka would score 30 apiece,
Yeah.
big deal,
Yeah.
big 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be doing the same with you guys?
Oh, man, nobody cares about little old me, man. Let Coop have all the shine, man. I'd rather play the back anyway. I'm cool with, this is being Robin.
Here, Naji.
Okay, I thank you. I appreciate it.
Naji, with the trade deadline being officially gone and you were pretty outspoken about wanting to remain a Maverick, now that you're moving forward, what made you so emphatic about wanting to remain a Maverick for the long term?
I just love it here. I love the city. I love the fans. Everything we've been through, the fans still show up. It was an unbelievable game tonight, unbelievable crowd. Matt Riccardi, Michael Finley, they make me feel comfortable. They're doing an unbelievable job. Coach Kidd, the players, it's just all a comfortable fit for me. I love the team from, the front office to the equipment managers. It don't matter. Everybody's the same to me, and, everybody showed great love, and I feel like we're just one big family. So it's just a blessing to be here, and I'm just thankful that those guys picked me up.
What are you doing to get a new nickname?
A new nickname? I really, at this point, don't even want one. I know I used to say I wanted one, but I don't even care right now.
So you like the knife?
I love it. I love when I score and they say, "The knife." I love that.
And Naji, how excited are you to play with some of your new teammates like Chris Middleton and AJ Johnson and the rest of them?
Oh, man, unbelievable. I worked out with AJ in the summertime a few times, a great young talent. Chris Middleton, battled against him, OG in the game, just to learn from him and pick his brain about what he sees and what he knows about the game. And, who else we got? Marvin Bagley. Oh, great young talent, high flyer, shot blocker. Could add depth to the team. We down right now, so he'll be great for us. I look at Tyus Jones, real PG out here. Take some hats off me and Coop, you know what I'm saying? So I look forward to all those guys, man, and hopefully they could just stay healthy and help us win games.
Kind of like what Mike was asking you, how the team now is looking a whole lot different from when you joined. You joined, and it was something where we're probably going to be pushing for potentially the finals. Now you're in a bit of a rebuild. What makes you confident that this team right now can be back to contention status here soon?
I think we have the players. I think, since I got here, we just gotta get healthy. We still got Kai, we still got D Live, we got PJ, we got B Will. We still missing a lot of players. We got a big summer to look forward to. So we still got Clay, you know what I'm saying? Our shooter, DP. We still got a lot of members on the team who could hold it down for us. We just got to get right. I think once we get past this injury vibes and this bad injury wave, I think we'll be good. Thank y'all, man. Y'all have a good night.
How'd that go again? The knife.
For you and Naji combined for 64 tonight. Just curious how you've been able to kind of establish this on-court chemistry so quickly and maybe microwave.
Yeah, I think me and Naji have played a lot of minutes together this year and, been together for a lot of time. So it's just a relationship we build out there, trusting each other. I think part of it is just he plays the right way, I play the right way. So it's kind of easy to gel together and just, mesh with other groups out there.
What did you
Go ahead.
What did you have to be aware of just to still get your shots, get that floater over Wemby with him just lurking around?
It's different. Obviously, he's something that we haven't seen much of this year, and it's hard to emulate that. So yeah, it's different. You got to get your shot up and get it up quick, or he's coming, to block it every time. So it's different for sure.
We asked Coach Kidd about that wraparound pass that you had to Caleb Martin. What have you thought of this year, and how has your playmaking developed as the season has kind of go on?
Yeah, I thought it's gotten better. Honestly, I probably had too many turnovers tonight, but just trying to find an open man, find a way to get it there. They were helped all the way in off him, so just trying to make the right play.
Specific adjustments have you made mentally, physically, diet, pregame,
Yeah, it's routine. I think that's a big thing that I've learned, this far is just getting a good routine in place and, sticking to it. And, I've had to make adjustments along the way in certain areas and found stuff that's worked better than, some other things. And, I think it just getting really consistent in my work and in my routine, has helped me, a lot along the way.
Allowed you to have the streak that you're on, that kind of helped.
I think it just helps the consistency, showing up every day and being able to be consistent in who I am and what I can provide. I think that's a big part of it for sure.
What's your reaction to the trade that you guys made and the long-term outlook this front office and this franchise has trying to build around you?
Yeah, it's tough. Those are guys that I came in, my first year here, and they were all amazing, guys to be around, on and off the court, and so I wish them all the best. And I'm just blessed to be here, moving forward. Whoever's out there on the court, with me and the rest of the guys, just looking forward to continuing to try and get better and compete at a really high level.
What gives you promise that, you feel like the franchise does have a bright future?
I think we still have some really, great guys here. It's been, great to play with guys like Naji, Mavericks, PJ. A bunch of guys that, are young and, I think, we have a really bright future and we can continue to keep competing and getting better every single day.
Cooper, would you have imagined halfway through your rookie year that an NBA team would already say, okay, this is who we want to build around? Like, what kind of confidence does that give you?
Yeah, sure. It gives me a lot of confidence. Honestly, it doesn't really change much. I'm just going to go out there every night and try and be consistent and try and be the best version of myself. And whatever that looks like, whoever, is out there with me, I hope to just compete at a really high level.
How difficult is it to control Wemby when he's going almost like he did tonight?
It's tough. It's definitely tough. He got hot. But, something with him, you have to give something up at some point. You can't, expect to be perfect. And, he got a little hot. But, those are shots that we had to live with, tonight and live with him making, all the way through the game. And, yeah, but, he was hot. It's tough to stop him when he gets in that type of mode for sure.
And you guys learned tonight's game that you can take into Saturday's game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn. We'll watch the film. We'll look at what worked and what didn't. But I think there's a lot to clean up. They had a lot of transition tonight. Off some kind of dumb, silly turnovers. So definitely clean up a lot of that stuff.
Every player and coach kind of talks about your ability to be a sponge. Are you like a film junkie? Do you ask a ton of questions? Like, what's your process like? Because everyone says that you're able to take criticism once and kind of implement it quickly. How are you able to do that so effectively at the NBA level?
Just a little bit of all of it, to be honest. I watch a good amount of film. I have my people, my coaches, my trainer that, I'm dissecting, I wouldn't say a ton of film. Like, I wouldn't say I overwatch film, but I think, I have the right people giving me film to where, we can be really effective and efficient with what I'm watching and, learning from. And then just doing my best to take that criticism, like you said. I know all these people have been in this business for a lot longer than I have, and, they all know better than me probably. So just listening to the great basketball voices and minds around me and, what I can learn from that and them and just taking that and implementing it as fast as I can.
Is there a part of your game that's transitioned a little bit better to the NBA that maybe you surprised yourself? And then is there a part of your game that you've really worked on growing and you're really proud of what it's developing into?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that I would say, surprised me that's transitioned well. But I would just say my pace and composure in certain moments, I think that's come a long way from the start of the season of just getting to my spots and living with the shots that I want to take and not letting defenses speed me up and force me into looks I don't want to take.
When you were drafted, it was looked at as you were coming into a situation with obviously 3 future Hall of Famers. One just got traded, but it hasn't been that type of experience. You've kind of gotten the typical number 1 pick experience. I guess how have you kind of dealt with that over the course of the last few months?
Yeah, it's been different, obviously, like you said, to what I expected, but just doing the best I can. It was tough at first, obviously that much losing. We were in here, having those conversations, and obviously how tough it was, just losing so much, and obviously it still is. I'm a competitor, but I think for me it's just about learning from the losses, as much as I can, and trying to take positives away. For the most part, I mean, we play so many games, so just gotta learn to kind of just take the positive things away, and obviously still look at the negatives and learn from them, but you just gotta be able to shake things really quickly and just move on. And that's something that I've had to deal with and learn to kind of adapt to that pretty quickly.
Trey,
How do you balance competitiveness, the competitiveness that you have obviously with the patience that's required to be in this situation and as a player and as a franchise do this?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if I can put it into words. It's been mentally, physically, tiring this year, and learning to deal with that. Like I said, it hasn't been easy. I love to win more than anything, and that's really my end goal and all I care about at the end of the day. So it has been tough, but like I said, just trying to look at the positive things and take away some of the positive stuff that we can, and just continue to keep fighting, keep competing, and keep getting better at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.